Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about learning spaces and redeveloping learning spaces within our school environment. First, we need to understand what our learning spaces are. They are liminal space, personal learning, open learning, beyond the classroom, group collaboration, and our e-space. First one we're going to talk about is our personal learning space, and this is the way that we learn and take responsibility for our learning. The three main ideas are self-direction, self-efficacy, and reflection. As a teacher, the strengths lie in the fact we can explain our own learning to the students. It's really motivating because, again, it's your own and no one is wrong, so we want to encourage this in our students. The challenges lie in actually getting the students to understand their learning and the way that they learn because everybody learns differently. For our students, the strengths lie in the fact that it's a really unique style and they can take ownership for the work and the way that they learn. The challenges are in each person's space is different, and getting them to find their own space will be really challenging. When redesigning this, we've got to focus on the needs of our staff and students first, and we can do this by surveying and discussions in our classrooms and staff meetings about what they want from their learning. And we really have to design this in conjunction with you as the staff and our students. Next, we're going to talk about an open classroom setting. We're going to move from a closed classroom to an open classroom. And the strengths for the teachers is that it brings our students close together in a really fun environment. It's a really warm classroom and welcoming. The challenges lie in the students not liking and taking to the new space because it is change, and us as teachers changing our teaching styles to know that what each student is going to be doing where around the classroom. For our students, the strength lie is that they're working with other students in a really enjoyable space, and it's different to what they're used to. The challenges is students not getting along in this space, but also students not enjoying this space and adapting to this change. Now, the approaches lies effective. We've got to think about these questions such as where the student's going to sit, where will the work take place, but also, what will the students' tables look like, and what is the colours around the classroom? We want to have warm colours, and we want to have inviting shapes such as circles that really bring a welcoming classroom. Next, we're going to talk about is beyond the classroom. This is all about incursions and excursions and practical experiences. As a teacher, this really provides strength because it's practical and it helps explain what you've done in the classroom. And it gets the students out and learning in a different environment. The challenges is for our students of making sense of what they're learning and keeping the students interested in what they're doing. For our students, the strengths are that it's out of the classroom, it's real life practical learning, it's really engaging because someone other than their teacher is talking, and helps visualize their work, bringing what they've done in the classroom to real life. Again, the challenges lie in the fact of finding something that interests the students and then being able to visualize what you've told them and what they can see in the real life. When redesigning the space, we've got to think about these questions such as what is the curriculum collection? How can I prepare my students for this? What is the relevance to my students? And how can it benefit them in their current and their future learning? The next space we're going to talk about is an e-space. This is all about learning online and providing a different perspective from our students in the modern age, which is technology. As a teacher, the Strength Life, it offers a different learning space. It's exciting and engaging for our students to be working on laptops and working on iPads on presentations and things like that. The challenges lie is that it's hard to manage because we've got students being on different screens and it's hard to know what they're doing. And actually for ourselves learning this software and understanding it so we can teach our students. The challenges, again, for our students is that we've got to teach them how to use this software, and this can be really challenging, and then being able to visualize how this can help them in their own learning rather than just being fun. The strength though as a student, it's a new way of learning, and the students may know how to use this already, so we can really build confidence in our students. When redeveloping this space, we want to survey the staff and students about technology and what they know how to use. Also having staff development days for our teachers, and this can get Apple educators in and Microsoft educators in to teach us about new software that can help us in the classroom. But then we want to have these development days for our students so they know how to use it as well. And also we want to think about the resources such as, our computers, our new software, and maybe even getting some iPads for the classrooms. The next we're going to talk about is group collaborative and cooperative work. This is all about creating discussion and deepening the learning of our students. For a teacher, it really helps because the students are learning off each other. They're not just learning from you, they're learning about social skills, they're discussing and putting their ideas on the table. The challenges lie students may not work together, managing what each group is doing, and designing the group so they have a good mix of all students. The strengths of students lie with that they're working together, they're developing their teamwork skills, and they're deepening their knowledge by all having a say and all discussing the work. The challenges is the fact that students, again, they might not get along, but also they're still learning their team bonding and building skills. And this can be a real distraction because students might just start talking instead of doing the work. When we're designing the space, we want to think of some strategies that we can use. This can be used in roles. So students can really take ownership of the work, such as they can be a manager, they could be a scribe, or they could be a researcher and really making the responsibility on them. Then we want to have some questions such as, what groups will the students be in? What work in our classroom will be group work or pair work? And then what work will be individual work? And then we want to go and visit schools and visualize and get ideas about what they've done that can help us redevelop our space. The last space we're going to talk about is a liminal space, and this is all about the path from getting from A to B. As a teacher, it's the strengths are really good because it deepens the knowledge of our students, and we get to share our own space, and it also puts the ownership of work back on our students. The challenges is actually learning our own space. That can be really difficult, and teaching our own space to the students could be really tricky for them to understand. The next strength for our students is that they know how they learn and increase the understanding of the content being taught and makes the learning process personal to them. The challenges, again, is them understanding their own process and also them finding their own way of doing the work. The approaches we want to take is a transformative and integrative approach. The transformative approach is the occasioning a significant shift in the perception of a subject, and then we want to move on to integrative, which is exposing the previously hidden interrelatedness of the work. We also want to make this work self-directed for the students. We can do this also by mind maps, because we can get the students to write down as the topic goes on, increase their mind map with more and more of what they know. And we also have to allow for exploration of finding the learning and allowing for mistakes in the classroom, because this is how our students are going to learn. Thank you for listening. I really hope this helps us redesign the learning spaces within our school environment.